Well, this is something that I did not expect in my radar. We've got our Marvel's Hanzo, ladies and gentlemen. We got our first ever Marvel's Hanzo character. Anyway, guys, what's up? It's your boy Silent Z here, back at it again with another video talking about the newest character coming into the game, the 28th character per se, which is going to be Hawkeye. I'm going to talk about what you can basically expect from this character. Should you recommend to play him? How much stars is it going to have? And do you think that he is well qualified to be your main? Personally, to me, it's going to be kind of conflicting for me because he is basically Marvel's Hanzo in this specific game. Similar to how Overwatch with Hanzo is, where he's got that Wukatigurokuro, like that one. I don't know if I said it right. I haven't played it in so long. I just think that this character might be a little too broken, but he's not too broken in the sense of you can't beat him. Obviously, he's going to have some accuracy put into him. So bear in mind, this may not be for you guys if you are going to pick up this character, but we'll see. But anyways, before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and turn on those notifications so that you don't miss out on any future videos like this, because we are so close to the release of Marvel Rivals, and we really want to get this from the ground up. So let's first go into the trailer itself. Honestly, the trailer was very fast. I will say though, his design is pretty sick. Especially with the mask. I don't know about the mask though. I mean, I did say the mask looks sick, but to be honest with you, I feel like that this is kind of like a Spec Ops version of Hawkeye, especially with the hair he has. I do like the art piece, the design though. I like that hoodie. I wish you can like pretty much equip it with him, but obviously it would make him too similar to Hanzo in a sense. I don't, however, like his voice. I do think they should have hired the person who did the voice with him from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, because I do think that he sounds more like Hawkeye than this man over here. But I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I don't know who's playing him. So we could get to basically see his animations. I love his animations, by the way. So what we can basically gather from his gameplay is that he has two arrows near where his profile picture is at right here. I would probably going to assume that these top arrows right here are his explosive arrows, and this one right here is his electric arrow. So he's going to have two arrow selections, his main one, his explosives, and his shock arrow. I do think that his shock arrow though might only be for specific situations where it's like if you want to stun somebody or you want to lock them in place, because I don't really think the shock arrow would necessarily kill them. But let's just keep going here. I'm basically doing this kind of real time. So right here with Rocket Raccoon, right? So as you can see here, you can kind of see that Rocket is in a headshot position, pause, to basically get hit. Now you notice how from here, in this angle, he did miss once, did miss again, but boom, right there. It is a one hit. Now I do think though, in the base game or in the closed beta, Rocket only had 200 health, and from that shot right there was basically a headshot. But if you notice down here, you see how it says 28 right here? I'm going to assume that this is probably going to enhance Hawkeye's damage a little bit. So when you do a lot of damage, it might, it might hit other targets. I think it's essentially kind of similar to Doctor Strange's one, where it's like you hit a lot of people, you gain a lot of charge, and then you spit out dark energy, which gives you more damage but sacrifices your health when you are healed by like a certain healer. So I think it's going to have a similar mechanic to that, but we have to see as the game launches. So as you can see right here, we basically got Mantis and the Winter Soldier. So what is essentially he's going to do is that he hits Mantis once, and that's like around, I'm going to say like around 75% health, around 75%. So that's still pretty good for like damage wise. And then as you can see right here, this where it says E, this might be his charge arrow. So I would assume this is what might be similar to Hanzo's one of his moves. I forgot what one of his moves were, where basically he uses he basically grabs multitude of arrows. Sorry, I hit my microphone again. He basically grabs another hit of arrows, so that way he'll do more damage to you. So he basically hits Mantis, and then Winter Soldier, boom, Winter Soldier's down. That's around 85%, and notice how his charge is like more on 68 now. As you can see from here, Hawkeye only has 250 health, which is pretty normal for a duelist, basically around Spider-Man level. And then right here, Captain America, boom. Captain America has like a lot of base health, so that's like around 75%. So now when you see here, he has the explosive rounds. Now you notice how he has to hit the ground in order for the explosive rounds to damage Captain America. So meaning that you can basically get the drop on this character if you're behind him, or you just jump, and that's how you get him to basically die. So yeah, as you can see right there, you notice is how he hits the ground, so that way Captain America, you know, eventually gets defeated. And then Winter Soldier again, boom, takes 2 hits. You see, he takes a lot of damage too. That's the thing, he takes a lot of damage. And as you can see right there, this is his sword ability. Now, what I saw from, I think, a Reddit post is where basically his sword can deflect projectiles. Now, call me crazy, but isn't that what Genji does in Overwatch? Doesn't he like use his swords to basically deflect projectiles? I mean, again, this is basically going to be Genji and Hanzo as one character. He has the sword, he has the arrows. It's basically Hanzo and Genji from Overwatch just combined. So that sword basically did a knockback. I'm gonna assume that's probably his melee ability as well, because yeah, duelist with, you know, shooters like Winter Soldier, Captain America, Punisher, they both have melee moves and range moves. So I don't think it's necessarily going to matter that much. But as you can see right here, when he picks up his sword, he basically deflects Winter Soldier's bullets. So that could be pretty good for, you know, basically trying to get the drop on them and just trying to go for some rush down. But I do think, though, probably somebody's going to exploit that to the point where they can hit you with a lot you have, and you will ultimately just get killed. Like, for example, I wonder how Hawkeye is going to work against the Punisher, because the Punisher has a lot of, you know, a lot of ammo. So I'm going to pretty much be curious as to how, if he's going to basically block every single shot, or is he only going to block just a few more, just maybe a couple. So yeah, so he's done. Winter Soldier's down. We get a new perspective on a new map. So this is right here. So you got Loki, Black Panther, Winter Soldier, and Doctor Strange, and then you got Captain America over there. Now we can see Black Panther over here. Boom, headshot, right? Now check this out. So he uses his ultimate ability, and his ultimate ability, notice how his charge is 100%. Now it gives this cool effect where every single time when the opponent moves, it creates somewhat of a hologram, or what do you call it, like some sort of, because like the thing is, like they're slow, like you can notice there. So when they move, right, when they move, it will essentially be like you're hitting their hitbox. So you notice how Winter Soldier moved from this side, right? Basically what's going on is that he's relatively going to have a specific mechanic where when you hit these holograms right there, it will count as a hit mark on the opponent. So if we look a little more, it's a little slow because I'm using this in the highest quality possible. Boom, you see that right there? You see how it creates this holographic effect? You notice how Loki is running there, right? Boom, explosive shots, done. And then Doctor Strange is about to be falling victim. Look at that, boom. So I'm gonna assume that this character is most likely going to be used for close range purposes, because unless if you are a really accurate shooter for this character, I don't think that he's going to basically be usable for like certain maps. Like he's gonna be basically Overwatch's Hanzo. I've already said that like 3 times, but that's like the point of Hanzo, is that Hanzo is like one of those characters where you have to be accurate with this guy, and especially with the headshots, because the headshots deal bonus damage and plus it KOs the character. And I've seen some people being worried about how this character is going to be online, where people are going to be abusing him. I would basically recommend, if you're going to see a Hawkeye, most likely get a character who has shields or generates bonus health, like Thor or Venom. So that way, even if you do come close to this character, he will not be able to stand a chance against those characters that have generate bonus health or can essentially teleport or fly. Because again, the one problem about basically using this character here is that your opponent's going to be constantly be moving, and yet you have to have cool hands and a steady eye coordination in order to basically beat them. But otherwise, I don't really see that much of brokenness from Hawkeye, in my opinion. Again, we might not see until the game actually comes out, because again, everything they're showing here is most likely going to get changed. Maybe his damage might get toned down or something. We have no idea. But other than that, I don't think he's going to be too hard for people to fight. And plus, he is a duelist, so he has like very subliminal health. So you can essentially maybe do like a one-hit combo against Spider-Man and you'll basically just die. But other than that, if you're gonna pick this character up, just have a cool and steady eye coordination. You know, switch your arrows, try to go for the ground, try to get the drop on people, because that's basically what he is. He's basically Hanzo and Genji combined in one, who are by both my favorite characters from the Overwatch game, but I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this character. I really like how he looks. I don't like his voice, but in terms of how he looks, I really dig it. It's a solid like 8.5 out of 10. But I guess that's pretty much it, guys. That's basically all we gotta say for that. We are officially 28 characters in. We still have, 4 more to go. So I wonder who the last 4 are going to be. I think most likely Doom will be one of the last ones. I've heard reports that we were going to get Mr. Fantastic. We're going to get Black Widow or something like that. We just have to wait and see. But let me know what you guys think. Are you going to be picking up this character? Do you think that is he going to be your main? Or do you think he's going to be one of those duelists who are going to be basically kind of broken at the start, but once you figure him out and you'll eventually know how to beat him, he's basically going to be one of those characters that nobody really uses? But I'm going to try to pick this character out because I did love Hanzo when I first played him in Overwatch. So I'm also going to pick him up, but let me know what you guys think. Anyways, that's it for today. This is your boy Silent Z, and I'll catch you later.